To use Microsoft Teams, you need to open the Microsoft Teams app. If you do not have a shortcut for it already on your computer, click the Start button. Items are listed in alphabetical order, so you need to scroll down to M for Microsoft Teams. The icon is purplish blue with a white T. To make a shortcut for next time, right-click on Microsoft Teams and choose Pin to Start. Once you have Microsoft Teams pinned to your Start menu, you can just click and drag it down to your taskbar. See how it says Link? When you see the word Link, release your mouse, and now you have a shortcut to Teams. Click the Teams icon and give it a moment to open. The very first time you log into Microsoft Teams, you need to log in with your Apollo Ridge student email address. All of the Apollo Ridge student email addresses are formatted in the same way. First 5 letters of the student's last name, first letter of their first name, and the 2-digit graduation year at apolloridge.com. So a 5th grade student would be graduating in 2028. So their email address would end with 28 at apolloridge.com. 4th grade would be 29. 3rd grade would end with 30. 2nd grade would end with 31. 1st grade would end with 32. Kindergarten would end with 33. And pre-kindergarten would end with 34. If your student has a last name that is shorter than 5 letters, they would just write their entire last name. You do not need to add additional letters. I will be signing in as a 4th grade student. Give Teams a minute to open. The first time you log into Teams, it will prompt you for your password. The generic student password is Viking123 with a capital V, no spaces. Make sure you capitalize the V in Viking 123 without any spaces. Click OK. And just wait. And you may click Done. You will not have to go through this process every time you log in to Teams, just the first time you log in. Once you are logged into Teams, we can take a look at what the Teams app looks like. On the left side here, you have some different shortcuts you can click on. The activity bell may have a number beside it when you have some new activity on the team that you haven't noticed previously. So if you click the activity bell, this pane here will change and show you the recent activity, and you can just click on it and jump right to it. The chat feature allows you to send a private message or conversation. So if you have a question, maybe your teacher has told you to chat with them through Teams. This part here, Teams, will show you all the teams that you belong to. So any teacher that has added you to their team should appear here. So we can see this student is in Miss Weinel's computer class. You can click on your teams to get to their team page. This team has 2 channels, a general and a virtual classroom. Every team should have a general channel by default, and then your teacher will add other channels as they need. So for the virtual classroom, there is actually a tab at the top. You can see there are some different tabs on each channel by default. And then, for example, I created a virtual classroom tab in Teams. So my students have access to my virtual classroom in Teams by clicking on the virtual classroom tab. and then you could click on your grade level to see things that I have posted for you in your virtual team. And any icons that look like this just mean that you can click on them, and there's some audio that I recorded to give you some help or hints. And so there's different links throughout the virtual classrooms. Your teacher may or may not be using a virtual classroom. The other thing that's important is on the General tab, your teacher may be using the Assignments tab. This is an area where they can create assignments for students. You would follow the directions and then you would turn in the assignment, and your teacher would be able to see that you turned it in and go ahead and grade it. There's also a shortcut to the assignments over here as well. Any files that have been posted, you can see here. And then also you would see any of your own files if you had uploaded any to the OneDrive. And you can also change how you view your teams. So go under Settings, and you can switch the view. So if you like a list view instead of a grid view, you could change to that. If you have a lot of teams, you can see more in the list view than you can in the grid view. Also, if you ever do need to sign out of Teams for some reason, you can click on your icon at the top and you can just choose Sign Out. But for the most part, you should just need to stay signed into your team.